Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Good morning, Naughty Crew. Welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Naughty, bring you the latest and trending topics, and I vlog my life. Yes. Today is a hashtag No Diddy Day. I wish my t-shirt was clean because I would have had it on. We're going to get into some stuff, all right? I've always said on this channel, I don't feel like Kim Porter's soul can rest until this man is arrested, okay? And I really believe that she is fighting from the grave to protect her children. And for those of you who did not believe that Kim Porter was coming out with a book, well, she is speaking from the grave, honey, loud and clear. Loud and clear. This woman suffered for years at the hands of this monster. And let's not, like, the suspicious circumstances surrounding her passing away, okay? He was the last one there. I don't care what nobody says. He was the last one there. Kamora Lee know it. They all know it. And let's not forget all the mysterious passing aways that happened around this man, okay? From his head of security from Wolf, from Tupac and Biggie, the young lady that wrote the Bling book, Andre Harrell, Heavy D. The list goes on and on and on, okay? Let's not forget all the alleged assaults this man has committed through the years. Okay, Christian Combs, his football coach at UCLA. Natanya, the Blicky victim from the 1999 Blicky, has been speaking out loud and clear like it was Diddy that did it. All roads lead back to the diddler. All roads. And this is the prime example of what's done in the dark will eventually come to light. You know, it is not our job as human beings to bestow karma on people. Karma will just happen naturally. And this is what we see unfolding, okay? And I said, governors predicted that the arrest will happen in August. I will continue to say that. I will continue to say that. But the feds and Department of Homeland Security, they had to comb through a lot of evidence from the raids of his two homes. We also have to establish a pattern of behavior. This will all pay off in the long run. We just have to be patient. Also, we have Tupac's family lawyering up and hiring detectives from the allegations. You know, it has all long been rumored that the diddler allegedly hired the hit on Tupac and Biggie. Gene Dill has spoken out and said they both had to go. You know, that's what he witnessed him saying, the diddler, that they both had to go. All right, all roads lead back to Sean Puff Daddy, P. Diddy Combs. We gonna get into it. All right, so please make sure you're hitting that like button as you're loading up in the room. Share if you care, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. But the main thing is please engage with the channel. That's the free way of supporting the channel. That also gets us in the algorithm to let YouTube know that we're here. And I appreciate all my naughty crews sending me the stories. I'll be on top of it. Okay. I just needed a break from the diddler because it's just a lot. They have allowed this man to get away with so much for so long because he had money, power, and influence. We knew here on the East Coast what a monster he was. Okay. So please thumbs up the video. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this intro as people are loading up in the room, and I'll be back so that we can get into it. Thumbs up the video. Appreciate you all joining. Good morning, Kim. Woo, this is a lot. Trigger warning. We're gonna get into some stuff. Shout out to Radar Online. Apparently they saw us leaked like Kim had a hard drive, like one of those flash drives with the information from her book on it, and they have released snippets of the book. Kim Porter is speaking for her from her grave. Hashtag justice from Kim Porter. I'm advocating for this, for her case to be reopened. Even Gene Dill said that the case needs to be reopened. Okay. Do I agree with everything Gene Dill says? No. But I agree with this point of contention. Something happened to her to cause her untimely death. And this article speaks volumes. The dots are starting to connect, Naughty Crew. And don't forget, Diddy was already under investigation. And ultimately, after all these lawsuits started to drop, they expanded their investigation. Okay. We looking at SCX trafficking charges. We're looking at Blicky charges, trafficking of the Blicky and the DRUGSs. Okay. All right. And I think they working on adding red rum to the list. And as they should. You know, I remember watching one of the documentaries. I believe it was Who Unalive, and I'm using the word lightly, Tupac and Biggie. And the officer that was investigating Biggie's deletion, I remember what stuck out to me. He said, "Look, if we find who did Tupac, we'll find who did Biggie, because that officer believed it was the same person." And here you have it, Gene Dill out here saying, like, I heard him saying they both gotta go. And let's not forget, the Las Vegas unaliving of Tupac was not the first attempt on his life. The first attempt on his life was in New York at the studio. Okay? And they believe that was Diddy that called that to try to get him set up and robbed. That's one of the things that prompted him to move to the West Coast. All right? That started the whole West Coast, East Coast beef, the rival. All right? And I just think it's all coming full circle now that they have arrested Keefe D. Keefe D has been on several platforms saying that Diddy put $1 million hit out on Pac and Biggie. And the reason why Keefe D started going from platform to platform, because he did not get paid. He did not get paid. Diddy paid one man and he ran off with the money, opened the club and everything. And to our surprise, that person is no longer here. Okay? A lot of people not here. So let's get into the Radar Online article about Kim Porter. And then we're going to get into Tupac's family lawyering up and hiring private detectives to investigate this. There's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. All right. So Diddy's ex accusing him of abuse from beyond the grave. Radar reveals explosive contents of Kim Porter's never before seen memoir. He hit me with a chair. This is what you call motive, Naughty Crew. If any of you are confused, like, why would Diddy do that to the mother of his kids? Why would he do half the stuff he has done through the years that he has gotten away with? Okay. Let's get into the article. She was a beautiful woman. So Diddy's late longtime ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter, details the alleged abuse she suffered at the hands of the disgraced producer who fathered three of her children in a never-before-seen memoir surfacing nearly 6 years after her mysterious and sudden death, an insider says. So Diddy's late ex-girlfriend Kim Porter details the alleged abuse she suffered. Okay, we did that. I don't know why they do that in articles. So a source whom wished to remain anonymous provided the document to Radar Online and said it was found on Porter's long lost flash drive. So right before she was deleted, there was a breaking in of Kim's house. Someone broke into her house and stole her laptop. I believe, in my opinion, that Diddy arranged that because he did not want that book to come out. He did not want that book to come out. Just like he didn't want the Bling book to come out. Just like he sued Empire. Remember the show Empire? Because he felt like they were mocking his world. I got the article for that too. Yeah. All roads lead back to the diddler today. All right. So it was given to the informant by someone very close to him and Diddy, and was written in the months leading up to her sudden unaliving. The individual claim. I wonder if that source was Kamora Lee Simmons. See, she the type of chick that be smiling in your face and plotting behind your back. Okay. Because her and Kim were best of friends. Also, Erica, I think her name was Erica Dixon or something like that, that wrote the Bling book. Her, Kamora, and Kim were all close friends. And she's no longer here. All right. So while we have unable to independently verify those claims, the 40-page manuscript which we have reviewed is filled with explosive anecdotes about the actress and model's time with the rapper on Sean John Combs. In one chapter, Porter wrote about how the jealous rapper's short fuse made her walk on eggshells, and recalled one instance where he allegedly sent her to the hospital after brutally beating her with a chair. He's a monster. He's a monster. She's gorgeous, man. That's her with the twins and Justin. So Porter was 47 years old when she died at her home in Los Angeles shortly before midnight on November 15, 2018. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner listed her manner of death as natural and the cause as lobar pneumonia, a condition marked by inflammation and infection in the lungs. But unanswered questions surrounding her death have resurfaced as allegations of violent behavior stack up against Diddy, including by another his exes, Cassie Ventura, alongside a federal XCX trafficking investigation. And so a few YouTubers have gotten their hands. There were 2 autopsies done. Now, Diddy didn't like the first one because it said that her death was suspicious. So he fired the first examiner and got another one. And let me tell you, they pay off judges, they pay off medical examiners in the industry, all type of things, i.e. Jay-Z paying off judges in his paternity suit with Ramel. So users on social media have even suggested Porter's death may have been a move intended to prevent the release of the memoir she finished, in which our source said she discussed Diddy's alleged involvement in the murder red rum of Tupac Shakur. So I take you to this naughty crew before we move on in the article, because all roads lead back to Diddy. Please thumbs up the video. Sorry, I didn't send this to myself. All roads lead back to the diddler. He's a monster. He is a monster. Hey, Michelle. So Quincy had a movie premiere, and the whole family showed up, even Albie Shore. Remember, Albie Shore was like, go to the feds. She was running or whatever. Remember those suspicious tweets that he put out after she was deleted? Okay, I'll take you to Quincy's movie premiere. And Albie Shore spoke to that. He said, she was fine. And I don't know if you all can see it, but I blow it up as much as I can. Look at Kim's t-shirt. Look who she has on her shirt. Tupac. And I think that was a dig at the diddler. I think this pissed him off. That's Tupac on that shirt. Okay. Now it's coming out with the book saying that she had direct information of his connection. Okay. Let's not forget in Cassie's lawsuit, she mentioned that Diddy heard that Suge Knight was in the area and he went crazy, went and grabbed the blicky, everything. I hope y'all remember that. All right. All roads meet, they lead back to the diddler. I'm telling you, this mofo ain't. And you could blame it on his mama. It started with her. Because she ain't either. I don't know how many young men kiss their mama on their mouth, but I ain't never seen my brother kiss my mom on her mouth. That's weird. That's weird. Let's get back into the article. I just wanted to connect those dots for you. That was right before Kim Porter passed away. That movie premiere. And she wore Tupac t-shirt. Ciao. See, Kim knew how to get under Diddy's skin. And she was tired of shenanigans. All right, so for his part, Combs addressed the Tupac conspiracy theory in 2008. In an interview with All Hip Hop, he said, "This story is beyond ridiculous, completely false. Neither Biggie nor I have been." Because he tries to put out this picture that him and Biggie were best friends. They were not. Biggie was about to leave Bad Boy. Motive. Motive. Who made more money off of Biggie's being gone and deleted? The diddler, movies and all. Remember, in the article, Source wanted Biggie on the cover, and the diddler was like, "Well, he's no longer here, so put me on the cover." But that's your best friend. All right. So, he said neither Biggie nor I had any knowledge of any attack before, during, or after it happened. It is a complete lie to suggest that there was any involvement by Biggie or myself. Why you throwing Biggie name in there? They ain't ask about Biggie. They ask about you. There have never been any criminal charges, indictments, or convictions against Combs related to the claims. So Porter's father is reaching out. So Rolling Stone, he was disgusted by the hotel surveillance video from 2016 obtained by CNN that showed the 54-year-old kicking and dragging Victoria. He said it made him wonder whether his daughter suffered similar abuse during her 13-year relationship with the music mogul. Yes, he did, sir. Broken noses and everything. See, Diddy the type of narcissist. See, the reason why he think he could beat on people is because he think he could pay his way out of anything. That's a classic pattern of an abuser. After they beat your behind, then they come back and love bomb you and gaslight you and shower you with all these gifts, thinking that's going to take those wounds away. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. All right. He said it made. Here we go. What's more, former Bad Boy rapper Mark Curry told the outlet of Porter's relationship with Diddy, also Gene Dill. I remember Kim used to go through a lot of stuff. If you live around him, you get to see the toxic relationship. I think every relationship he had that I experienced around him was like that from Misa. Okay? And let me tell you, his big deal is power and control. He can do whatever he wants. He can sleep whatever he wants with whoever he wants. But the women in his life are his forever. Those are his property. It's the double standards of the industry. That's the theme through the music industry and Hollywood. It's all a double standard, i.e., what Cardi B is going through with her husband. He can sleep around and do whatever he wants, but she's supposed to sit at home and sit pretty and be tight and be okay with him sleeping with all these women unprotected and bringing back STIs and things like that. Disgusting. So Porter describes the exchange that led to her hospital visit in the purported memoir obtained by Radar Online, writing, "We were supposed to go out for dinner, but he was in a foul mood. Sean yelled, 'What the F?' I would have to walk on eggshells as I came out of the bathroom, but I found him holding flowers, so I smiled like, 'You brought me flowers?' Sean yelled, 'No.' So who the F are they from?" I was bewildered and told him honestly, I don't know, probably just fans. He threw the attached card at me. I picked it up and read it. Sean, and he slapped me so hard I hit the ground. Sean yelled, "Who the F were you with the other night?" I looked down at the card that was lying next to me and it read, "The night was amazing. We must do it again." So this sent him to his rage. And so this is actual excerpts from the book. Sean yelled, "No." So who the hell are they from? I was bewildered. Da, 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 da. He threw. Da, 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 da. We read all of this. He slapped me. Da, da, da. I tried to explain, Sean, and he threw the flowers at me. That's not how this works. And I remember I played the interview of Kim Porter's friend, and she was describing the relationship with Diddy and Kim Porter, and Kim Porter was trying to do a project and stuff like that, and the friend's looking like, "Look, you're with a whole mogul. Why don't you just ask him for the money?" And remember, Kim Porter said, "That's not how this works." To her friend, that's what she said. See how the dots connect? All right. You have my child, and you don't touch anyone unless I allow it. This is Diddy's words. Okay. Freak off much. All right. So, and there's lawsuits that have come forward of models saying that Diddy forced Kim Porter to participate in the freak off, and he forced the women to be together. And I think it's because his lack thereof in his package down there. Mhm. That's why he like these freak offs, because the thing don't work. So according to the documents, when she tried to explain Combs through the flowers at her and said, "That's not how this works. You have my child. You don't touch anyone unless I allow it." She picked up my coffee mug and slammed it against the wall. Coffee flew everywhere as he yelled, He's a monster. Who the F this ninja think he is?" And mind you, what's the guy, the producer? He beat him down for dating Kim Porter. I'll figure it out later. All right. While desperately trying to calm him down, Porter insisted it was with the producer. It was nothing. She explained they met up to discuss maybe me starring in another movie that he wants to produce. Sean exploded even more. He wants to put the move on my effing family at the top of his lungs. My effing family, he flipped over the table, breaking it. It was a heavy table, but Sean is and he looked. He said, "What?" I tried my best to calm him down. He probably didn't know it didn't come up. "You're publicly dating someone else." So, and he screamed, and that's what Kim's telling him. Yeah, he's allowed to date other people. He's allowed to sleep with whoever he wants, but Kim can't do nothing. He screamed at me, and it somehow seemed even more. "So you didn't tell him to back off?" "Sean, I didn't." And then out of nowhere, he hit me with a chair. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in the hospital room. My arm was in a cast, hanging from a sling. My face hurt. My eyebrow was in immense pain, as was my lip. As I came to the face I saw was of the man that put me there. This is crazy. So according to the document, Porter said when she woke up in the hospital, My arm was in a cast hanging from a sling. Oh, we did all of this. I don't know why they duplicate like this. So Sean, with concern in his voice, how are you feeling? How diabolical? How dare you ask me how I'm feeling? And she said, I stay away from me. Now, Gene Deal and what's the other security guard? They both had said like Diddy will always stalk Kim Porter. He was with other women publicly. He will always send the security to stalk her. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And so Diddy responded to her, I understand you're angry. I glared at him as I cut him off. I'm serious, Sean. He spoke blandly with no energy. And tell them what that you had. No, he's saying what? That you had a car accident? They'll pity you. That you hit your head. He was going to make me look crazy. See? They were going to believe him. He was a kingpin. You're a effing bastard. Sean spent the next 6 months helping me heal, his way back into my life and into my bed. Damn stupid. And of course, I wasn't cast for either movie. Same thing he did to Cassie. Like he promised her all these promises and signed her into a 10-year contract, and she never produced. She never got past that first single. It was all to groom her so that he can control her. From what I understand, the producer died. Oh, this is Kim Porter saying, from what I understand, the producer of the movies died from pneumonia. Do we see a pattern? Do we see a pattern? 1 second, guys. I need my fan. And let's not forget, she spent years trying to protect I'll Be Sure. Because everyone thinks, she left Al after he cheated on her and produced another baby and things like that. But through the years, they became close and stuff like that. And she would like give tips to I'll Be Sure. Like, don't come here, Diddy's here, and things like that, or whatever. And so look at how I'll Be Sure ended up in the hospital when he spoke up on Twitter after she died. That's naughty crew. Come on now. That is all too.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
There's too many coincidences that happen surrounding the diddler for me. And I don't believe in that many coincidences. This man is a diabolical monster. I don't care what nobody say, in my opinion. He's an aerial killer. So, okay, in the supposed manuscript, she said Diddy apologized and told her, I don't know what came over me, but she was afraid for her safety because they were in a private hospital room and no one could hear me. I could scream like my life depended on it, but it wouldn't matter. And as she, but shame on the hospital crew. They should have reported this mofo. Care if it's a private room. This is a victim here. So as she laid in the hospital bed, the musician allegedly said, I was just so jealous. You know how I am. I'm sorry, baby. I promise. I'll never put my hand on you again. I swear. Thinking, I've heard this song one too many times. Exactly, Kim. Porter then wrote she was concerned Diddy might lie and say accident, claiming he told her. They'll pity you. All right, we went through this. So after they spent the next 6 months together and he gaslighted his way back into her life and love bombed her, she said, I was so I think so damn stupid. And of course, I wasn't cast for either movie. Okay. Uh, so after she said that the producer died of pneumonia, it was unclear when the alleged incident occurred. Reporter noted that Combs was publicly dating someone else at the time. Poor thing. This is disgusting. So the pair met when she was working at his label, Uptown Records, and they began dating in 1994. They went on to have 3 children together. 26-year-old, I'm not going to say that word. 26-year-old Christian Casey King and 17-year-old twin Delilah Starr and Jesse James Combs. The supposed encounter reference would have likely occurred sometime between Christian's birth in 1998 and the twins' birth in 2006, as Porter noted in the memoir with the nanny at the time and wrote about delivering her twins in the next chapter. The source who gave Radar Online access to the documents plans to publish the entire thing until under the title Kim's Lost Words, A Journey of Justice from the Other Side. And I'm going to be here for it, Naughty Crew. I'm going to be here for it. We're going to get it together. Because I know it's more in there. I know it's more in there. And this is why he tried to silence her. This is why he tried to silence her. This is what you call motive. He doesn't want his reputation and his image to be tarnished. So he'll do anything at all costs to cover up his ill wills towards people. Let's just call the thing a thing. Both of them had pneumonia. How convenient. The guy that took her out to coffee to interview for a role ends up dying of pneumonia. And then later on, Kim ends up dying from pneumonia. And she was sick a little bit before the deed actually happened, but she was also going to see the Diddler's doctors. He was sending the doctors. I think if they find his private doctors, they will get a lot of information. But they don't want to be implemented because their license is on the line. Right. Right, Michelle. It's time to get Diddy on something. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yes, Kim. He is bad news. He's been bad news for years, and we knew this on the East Coast. I knew it. I never liked him. Never liked him. I always thought he was a fraud, especially the way he was acting after Biggie died. I was like, He profited trying to act like they was best friends. No, they weren't. That was a business relationship. Even Biggie mom said out her mouth, like, my son sold his soul for $25,000. And to a poor kid in the hood, that seemed like a lot of money, especially back then. But it's time. This man has ruined lives through the years. Ruined lives, careers, everything. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. So that is Kim Porter's words in her memoir. So for those of you who did not believe that she was writing a book, I've had it on this channel where she said out her own mouth that she was writing a book, and people tried to like sweep it on the rug, like she ain't writing a book or whatever. She's smart enough to put it on the flash drive. Hey, Jarrell. Yes, it's almost that time. And I remember Governor said, and when she was tuning in and things like that, she said it's gonna happen like in August. We getting close, Naughty Crew. We getting close, and they expanded the investigation, but I believe they are looking to add red rum to the list of charges. They got one of their star witnesses in custody, Keefe D. And Jonathan Odie. Jonathan Odie, before Cassie even spoke out 5 years prior, laid out the roadmap to the diddler and all he was into. I believe he's in protective custody. I believe he blicky Trump Hotel with motive. He did it on purpose. Because the diddler gave him the herp. He sued the diddler. The diddler settled for millions of dollars. And it was supposed to be like a peaceful contract. Like they had to part ways. Well, the diddler continued to harass Odie. And Odie was scared for his life. This is what he does. He did the same thing with Natanya, the 1999 Mickey victim that was blinking in her face. He settled with her and continued to harass her. She said she would come out and all her tires would be slashed. She said years and years of harassment, and that's why she's speaking out now. This man is dangerous. He is diabolical. 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 All right, so I think Kimora released it too. But she got to protect herself and her children. Remember that mysterious fire that happened in her house? They were trying to shut her up. Because the diddler and the Rusty and Simmons of it all, they all down. They all down together. All right, and on the tail end of this, Tupac family is lawyering up. Let's get into it. Shout out to all hip hop. And I remember hearing Tupac brothers speaking, and they was asking him how he felt about Keefy D getting arrested, and he was just like, "Is that the right one? Is that the right person?" And I felt him because he was ordered. He got the orders from somebody, and it's known that Diddy back in the day would hire like gang members and things like that for protection, i.e., his ties to BMS, the Crips, Child, the list. Like, I think one day I'll just do a whole live on the history of this monster's crimes through the years, okay, and how he has set people up. So shout out to all for this article. Tupac Shakur family recruits Jay-Z, powerful lawyer. I found it that they recruited Jay-Z's powerful lawyer to investigate the Diddy rumors. This lawyer has a reputation. He has a long list of celebrities he has represented through the years. So Keefy D, the man awaiting trial for the alleged role in Tupac Shakur unalive, implicated Diddy in the 1996 Red Rum. So Tupac Shakur's family hired Jay-Z's lawyer, Pharaoh, to explore resurfaced information regarding Diddy's supposed involvement in the late rapper's 1996 Red Rum. So according to TMZ, Tupac's relatives also enlisted the help of attorney Christopher Clore and a team of investigators. So Diddy culpability in Tupac's Red Run has been widely speculated for years. The Bad Boy Records founder, whose real name is Sean Combs, faced scrutiny due to his significant role in Tupac's infamous beef with the Notorious B.I.G. Look, let me tell you something. I believe once he got away with Tupac and Biggie, that man thought he was invincible and he could get it. Like that just fed his ego. Y'all need to understand, it's not the drugs and the alcohol he's addicted to the power. So Dwayne Keefy D. Davis, who awaits trial for Tupac's Red Rum, implicated Diddy in the deadly Blickian, and Keefy D's claims received newfound in court documents filed by the Clark County District Attorney's Office in Nevada on July 18th. See, not only was Keefy D going on platforms saying and placing himself at the scene of the crime, but I think Keefy D was an informant. I think this arrest of him was all staged, like because they had to protect the witness because they realized how dangerous the diddler really is. All right, so Here we go. So Davis has asserted publicly that he only told on himself and wasn't trying to provide evidence against anyone else in his conversations with the police, prosecutors wrote. However, this statement belies this claim, as he suggested that Sean Combs paid Eric Von Martin dollars for the unaliving, as well as offered to set up a surreptitious with Terrence Brown, the driver, who at the time was still alive. TVD tried to wear a wire. So KPD originally accused Diddy of ordering a hit on Tupac well over a decade ago. Whatever filed against the hip hop, Diddy denied the allegation. He denies everything. He denied Cassie until the footage was. Any suggestions of an indictment for Mr. Combs is irresponsible and unfounded. A source told all. The notion that prosecutors have evidence that Diddy paid Davis in is categorically false and defamatory. So KPD, the alleged shot caller behind Tupac's Red Rum, remains in jail after a judge denied him bail in June. Yes, because Whack 100 was trying to bail him out. Like, how you want to get another gang member to bail? And the judge saw right through that, was like, His next court hearing is scheduled for August 20th. His trial is expected to begin in November. Diddy is federal investigation for SDX trafficking allegation. Multiple women and producer Lil Rod sued Diddy for SA over the past 9 months. And we went through all of those cases on this channel. So Diddy's family, his brother, they not having it. And for them to use their own resources and their own money to get to the bottom of this, they not playing. They not playing. Hey, Javelle. I am too, Michelle. I'm so happy Tupac's family is getting a lawyer. Get justice for Tupac. Get justice. I wish Kim Porter family, I hope with them seeing all of this, because we really need for them to reopen her case. Her family. Quincy, her firstborn, he could reopen the case. If anybody, like, I have on my community tab, there's a petition going around to reopen Kim Porter's case. So hopefully this will give the family the battery in their back to get her case reopened. Take him all the way down. Take him all the way down. So he do not see the light of day again. He's a major threat to society. He's a threat to his children. I don't care what nobody say. Have y'all seen how Delilah and Jesse be dressing? It's like he preparing them for the freak off. Yes, please hit that like button and share this content. Yeah, they said Keith D was working for the CIA. They've said Diddy was working for the CIA. Or was an informant, or whatever you have it. So it's all coming to a head now. It's all coming to a head. But anyone that gets close to exposing who he really is, he has a fit, okay? And he will stop everyone's career. So it was in talks at one point in time that quit what's the creator Empire? Lee Daniels. He wanted Quincy to star in Empire, but Diddy stopped it. He was mad. You want why? Because he felt like the show was too close to his life. I have that article. All roads lead back to the diddler. So P. Diddy sues the Empire Show for stealing and twisting his personal story. It's basically my life, ALS stuff. So they're saying Lucius character, Terrence Howard, is modeled after the diddler. So Sean Combs, probably known as P. Diddy, recently accused producer Lee Daniels and the show's writer of twisting his personal life story for creating their hit show Empire. The show revolves around the life of Lucius Lyon, a hip-hop mogul who was diagnosed with ALS just at the time planning to take the label Empire Records to the next level by making it public. So Diddy quoted, "It's basically my life except the ALS stuff. All the homosexuality and everything, that's pretty much been done too. They might as well have called it Breaking Bad Boys," said Combs. Combs then continued, "They basically are detailing everything I had to go through. The shout outs, working with and divas going to prison. I mean, all of it. I think they might owe me some royalties. You can't just put out the Sean Combs biography without paying me. And I'm filing $1 million lawsuit." He's so freaking smug. He's so freaking smug. Hey, Devin. Thank you for joining. Good morning, Bree. I'm trying to. You say they keep saying, but no proof them working for them. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Keefy D? Right, Jarrell. Me too. I think the twins, they might have an idea, but they may be scared. Because remember the baby, the nanny that he fired, and then she sued him and then settled. It is alleged that twins began asking questions about their mother. Everything is coming. It's coming full circle. Everything's coming full circle. What's done in the dark will come to light. In Couture Bay, there's no tangible proof yet. But we don't know what they found in those raids. We don't know what Keefy D has evidence of. We don't know. We just have to wait. But I just believe they just ramping up the charges. So when they nail him to the coffin, they'll have him. But I remind you, because we just went through the excerpts in Kim Porter's book, I always found like she was sticking it to Diddy at Quincy's movie premiere. I always found it odd that she wore a Tupac t-shirt at Quincy's movie premiere. Please, I get it, because when you entitled to believe what you want, and I know you kind of like until there's proof or whatever, but this stuff has been circulating for years, and I think now it's finally going to come to a head. And I believe it's going to come to a head, like the governor said. I think in August we'll probably see charges brought against him and them attempting to arrest him. Question is, do you think this coward going to run? Remains to be known. But dots are starting to connect. And see, people didn't believe that Kim Porter was coming out with a book. And I showed y'all her actually promoting her book. Okay? And now, an anonymous source leaked excerpts. But it's the same pattern. It lines up with Cassie. How we know Cassie ain't leaked that book? How we know Kim Porter didn't slide Cassie the little flash drive? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Brenda. Good afternoon. It's a lot of coincidence, and I don't believe in coincidence. And I believe in my heart of hearts, Diddy did it. He did it all. And it's time to pay the piper. So, I believe what evidence is presented in court. All of this is like speculation thus far, but it's further establishing a case for Homeland Security and things like that. All the different lawsuits. That's why they expanded their investigation because they want to add more charges. Okay. You never know. In abuse, you'll be surprised what bring, especially women, together. You'll be surprised. Especially because they were viewed as property. They weren't able to move on like he's able to move on. You know what I mean? You never know what happened behind the scenes. They could have hated each other, but they could have had an aha moment too. Like, girl, we gonna nail him together. It's possible. I can't wait till the rest of the book come out either, and I'm gonna be here for it. The truth is gonna come out. The truth is definitely gonna come out. What's done in the dark will come to light, and this is the perfect. And we've been getting spoon fed little pieces here and there. Okay, Kim Porter is talking about his involvement with Tupac Red Rum in the book. And then she's seen on the red carpet at Quincy's movie premiere with Tupac t-shirt on, knowing that the diddler can't stand Tupac. Okay. And the Cassie lawsuit, she also mentioned how Diddy went crazy because he heard Suge Knight was in the area and he went and grabbed the blicky and ready to. Coincidence? I can see a pattern of behavior. Thank you for joining. Please welcome Deb Ann. I appreciate you. I get it. I get it. They turned it over in New York. I get it. We all are allowed to view things differently. Um, but Bree, like me being on the East Coast, seeing all of this, I lived through all of this. The whole East Coast, West Coast beef and things like that. And I never thought Diddy's hands was clean. I never thought Diddy's hands was clean. Never. Never. And the way he used to treat his artists and stuff like that, I used to always think to myself, like, I could only imagine how he treated people around him. I could only imagine. All right. Um, he's been getting away with so much for so long, though. But the major problem is people don't bring charges. And I was watching a Tiffany Red interview. He instilled that much fear in people. People thought he had that much power, and he did. He took away people's fears and things like that. So, I mean, blowing up cars. Kid Cudi came out and attested to that because he was kicking it with Cassie. Like, this man, he could cheat, bring STIs home, cheat with men, women, have public relationships. Women in his life are supposed to sit docile, sit back. And they operating out of fear. Like, they want to move on, but he's so abusive. And then he got enough money to cover up the abuse. It's a lot. It's a freaking lot. So I'm looking forward to her book coming out. I'm gonna read it here on the channel because I want all the deeds. I want all the deeds. All the deeds. Only thing I can do is present the information to you guys. You don't necessarily have to believe it, but from the very beginning when it first started, with Cassie, I've always said, like, we establishing a pattern of behavior. Look back at my old videos and we'll see. I've been following this closely. And, I don't think Diddy is an innocent man. I really don't. All right, so I gotta get ready for the plantation. But I wanted to share this TikTok with you guys because it blew my mind. Like, So they got this thing they do on TikTok, like put a finger down if you experience this, put a finger down if you experience that, right? So I'm gonna share this with you, and y'all let me know. It's gonna blow your mind. I'm telling you, prepare yourself. Here we go. Cause I was like, whoa, whoa.
Put a finger down if you moved from Dallas to Birmingham, Alabama, because you moved to help a friend out, but that's neither here nor there. In the midst of you living down here, you end up meeting a guy that you felt like was he really was the sweetest person you have ever met. And then he ended up asking you to be his girlfriend, so you say yeah because you really did enjoy him, and you asked God to send you a sign that he wasn't the one, and maybe he did and you just ignored it. And later on you guys started doing a grown up, and then shortly after that he just started showing that he wasn't wrapped too tight. And then you were like, I don't think I like this. But part of you, the Leo on you, was like, I do kind of like him being obsessed with me because you're very self-absorbed. And then your intuition was telling you that you need to leave his ass alone until he finally do some shit that make you want to leave him the fuck alone and run for the hills. So you end up running for the hills. So then 6 months after that, you ended up moving back to Dallas because it just Birmingham wasn't working for you. But then in the midst of you living in Dallas, he ended up reaching out to you and telling you that he ended up seeing a therapist and that he figured out what was wrong with him. And he actually was seeing a therapist and he really did figure out what was wrong with him. So you like maybe you guys can make it work. So then you ended up moving back to Birmingham, not for him, but because shit was just happening in Dallas that you knew you weren't supposed to be there. And then in the midst of you moving back to Dallas, you end up pregnant. And then you tell him that you're pregnant. And he's super excited, but you tell him like I start nursing school in November, so I'm not really looking to be nobody's mama right now. And then he like, well, I want you to be a mom and I want to marry you. So I think that we should really do this. And you like, no, never mind, no thanks. And you go get an abortion behind his back just for you to fall sick and ill a month later, and you're feeling super dehydrated. Then you go to the hospital and they're like, hey, are you pregnant? And you like, no. My ACG level shouldn't be non-existent because I got an abortion a month ago. So then the hospital was like, hey, well, let's get you an ultrasound. And then they do a ultrasound just for them to hear a heartbeat, and you like that ain't right. So then they say, well, let's do one on your tummy, and then you see that one of the sacs are dissolving and the other one is still thriving and alive, and only one the abortion only had one of the babies, and you like, whoa, so I'm still pregnant. And the lady at the hospital like, yeah, you're still pregnant. So you reach out to your baby daddy like, hey, I'm still pregnant. And your baby daddy like, hey, I'm super excited, but I need to talk to you in person. And then when your baby daddy come talk to you in person, he tell you that actually he's married and him and his wife cannot have kids. So he got you pregnant on purpose, hoping that you would get a baby to him and his wife because you said that you didn't want kids. And then it all starts to make sense because he was to ask you questions about how you feel about surrogacy and adoption. And you thought that he was saying that because you said that you don't know if you can have kids or not because you suffer a couple of miscarriages and you did have an abortion before. So he was just like, maybe that's what it has something to do with. But he really was plotting to use as a free surrogacy for him and his wife. And then his wife reached out to you because she heard that you say that you're not giving him the baby and that they're going to have to go to court. So his wife reached out to you and she's basically like, hey, I know that you don't know about me, but I know about you in XYZ. And then she offered you 15K, and she said that you could still be in a baby life, but the baby has to call you auntie and you have to call the baby niece or nephew because she doesn't want her child to call you mom, even though it's your fucking kid. And then you like, you a clown, you need to leave me alone. And now the baby mama, now the wife that wants to be the baby mama keeps harassing you because you don't want to give them your baby, even though they offer you $15,000. So if you have $15,000, you can afford a surrogacy. And then whenever you go back to the hospital because you see slight bleeding, the doctor's like, oh, we hear two heartbeats. You like, no, that ain't right. That ain't right. And then come to find out, you actually are pregnant with fucking twins, and it would have been triplets had you not gotten an abortion. And now you really want an abortion because you're like, this can't be true. This can't be it. Just for them to tell you that you're too far along to get an abortion in the state that you want to go get the abortion in. And now you're stuck with a baby daddy and a that's married to a crazy psychotic bitch that's 15 years his elder, and he's 24 and she's 39. And they met while he was in high school and she was working at the high school. Just me? Okay.
Jesus. The importance of vetting your partners. That's just too much. That's just too much. That's too much going on there. You go for a deletion, come to find out you're still pregnant. Him and his wife plotting on you for surrogacy. You know what? That's why it's the importance of doing, like, I think background checks on people. Sorry guys, I'm logging in. They just busted Jennifer Williams and her situation with her scammer. Because they on the show talking about his restitution is 250,000, and it's a lawyer. I forget Simone or something, Simone B or whatever. She was on Mim's channel yesterday, and they saw that his restitution was only $12,500. But like Jen, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. She has a history of being with degenerates. Starting with night. Let me pull this up real quick before we get out of here. I got the time today. She's dumb. I don't care. I'm sorry. So she was married to not former NBA star Eric Williams. And the reason I feel like she is failing at love because she is so freaking materialistic. She's so shallow, and that's why she keep attracting these scammers. She's a gorgeous girl, but she has low self-esteem. She does not value herself. I don't care what nobody say. Actually, she need to join the Jovi Beauty School because I'm tired of her and Evelyn Hosada. What they broke. I'm sorry. She is a sugar mama. So she also a member of the Creep Squad from Love and Hip Hop, Cisco Rosado. That was from 2012 to 2013. We all know he got issues, okay? Because he's a part of the Creep Squad. Peter Guns. Okay. Then let's not forget Tim Norman. We saw how that ended up. She lucky to be alive. We call him hip because he definitely has some hips. But he ended up doing a red rum for hire to delete his nephew for the insurance money. This is a current one, but there was one before this where he got her for her Range Rover or something. She likes dating degenerates. And he's a scammer. He's a scammer. And they try to fluff it on the show, like, oh, he has a job and this and that. No, he don't. He scams. He's involved with a Ponzi scheme. All right. So this is the importance of doing your homework. Nowadays I really feel like you do need a background check, especially if you dating online and the person lives out of state. They can say whoever they want to you. That don't mean that's who they are. That's why I don't like online dating at all. Because people are catfishing everywhere. Catfishing everywhere. But that last story that we just got to, that TikToker, it was a lot of red flags before you got to that point. And I get that people fall in love, but make sure you fall in love with yourself first. Put you first at all times. Because how could you not know that man was married? The things that make you go, Because married men move differently. Like, they not going to see you between certain hours and things like that. Like, they move differently. Yes, thumbs up the video. Yeah, they did. And then I just remember that last scene when Jennifer threw water on him and he threw it back on her. That just showed me everything I needed to know about their relationship and the fact that it was toxic. I just felt like she hung on way. First of all, she found out he was cheating the day they was, or he was having a baby the day they was getting married. I would have turned that wedding into a divorce party. I would have turned that wedding into a girls' night. Bye. Ain't no way you gonna have a baby on me, and we gonna get married. Right? You falling in love with men. That's what I'm saying. This goes to show women need to value themselves more and stop taking these men word because they lie. They lie. A lot of them lie. And I'm not even gonna just put it on men. Women lie too. They be out here catfishing and for their highest bidder. But I just think the fact that the reason why Jennifer, oh, and I'm remind you, I'm gonna see if I can find that clip. Remember when Evelyn started thinking dating Chad Ochocinco and Jennifer was so against it? That was the beginning of the downfall of their relationship. But Jennifer, you didn't take your own advice, eh? Oh, child. I'm trying to type on my computer at work and I'm typing on the laptop. I got so many keyboards in front of me. I'm like, why is it typing? Swiper, no swiping. Let me see if I can find it. Isn't karma something else? And then turn around, Chad and Evelyn got into it. First of all, I think they be falling for these men way too fast. They be rushing it. Let me see. Maybe it's on TikTok. Please thumbs up the video. But I remember that whole thing and it's coming full circle now, but neither one of them listen. Right. I remember Evelyn slept with him the first night. And she also gave him permission to cheat. And you mad because you said just use condoms. That's what Evelyn words was to Chad. What you think a man gonna do with that? Dummy. She gave him permission to cheat and got mad when he actually did it. But I just be moving way too fast. And that's why they get into these problems. They don't give themselves enough time. I don't know. Is it? Let me see. Maybe this is it. Yeah, but I feel like things are coming full circle. Because Jennifer, you was against Evelyn getting with Chad.
Chad is like, he's such like an attention whore. Right. And then I'm like, oh boy, like here we go with this guy. You just always hear like stories about him. I was just like, you just got out of one bad situation, so you really want to go back down that road. So you think that's your response? I don't think that question. I don't think I said anything bad. Oh, he's a media whore. That's what he does. That's negative to me. I don't feel it was negative. I said that to your face that I feel like
he's a media whore.
You do media. What's the difference?
I don't feel like I said anything
It
bad.
was. Don't front.
Okay,
Don't front. And that's what really bothers me about you.
Okay.
Don't front. Okay? Because I could go on a world tour and do my interviews if you want to. I would never do that to you. Like, I've been asked questions about you. I've been asked questions about Eric. I don't say and you know I know a whole lot. I would never do that to you. Keep my name out your mouth. Keep his name out your motherfucking mouth. Period. Because you don't want me going on interviews. Because this interview is a show.
Like I said, you thought I meant it in a negative way. It wasn't.
Well, how is that positive? Say he's a media whore. You don't think that that's negative? Because it surely ain't positive.
If it's true, like, so what?
What? Is it me? Is it me? That's my fiance. You're supposed to be my girl.
Like, what? I don't understand. What's the problem in saying it if it's true?
You're the problem. You saying it is the problem. That's what the problem is. My relationship, my friendship with you would never be the same. I've had your back. I've had your back. With Vegas, I've had your back. With Royce, I've had your back. You never have my back. You're all about yourself.
Oh, come back.
All right, so I mean, the demise of their friendship, it was over a man that she ended up not even being with for not even, they weren't even married for a year, I don't think. But Evelyn keep trying to spin this story like, oh, but she gave I remember that episode. Evelyn gave Chad permission to cheat on her. She said, as long as you use protection, as long as you use condoms. But see, Evelyn thought her pretty privilege was going to keep him faithful. If a man going to cheat, they going to cheat. It don't matter how pretty you are. Yeah, and Jen went through it with Eric, and you would think she would know better, but she's been with Buster, nothing but Busters ever since him. Because I think she's so vain, and it's all about aesthetics for her and material, and at least present like you're a millionaire. She been with nothing but broke down Busters ever since Eric, but Eric made her a millionaire. You would think she would raise her standards. If she walked down the aisle with this latest scammer, she deserves everything she gets. Because the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. So that's all I have for you, Naughty Crew, this morning. Let's leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about these different topics. We got into Kim Porter's memoir being leaked partially, and we're here for it. And if the book comes out, I want to read it. I want to see the juicy details because Kim not here. Right, Katorbe, she knows she being you. Kim not here, unfortunately, to tell her side of the story. So we gotta read it in the book. And I'm gonna keep my eye out regarding the investigation that Tupac family is opening up. And I'm gonna keep my eyes out for hashtag no Diddy, period. Okay, because I'm waiting for that mugshot, baby. I'm waiting for that mugshot, you know. Couture, I feel you. They have to have proof and things like that. But the federal Homeland Security, they're not going to reveal their hand. They're not going to show everything they have. That will just be like going backwards or whatever. So we got to wait to see if they indict them and things like that. And go to trial. I may try to get me a press pass, baby, because if it's in New York, you know I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away from the city. Child, I will get me a press pass and sit in the courtroom for y'all. I'll probably take vacation for that. Hey, Jean-Pierre. Oh, you know, I just it'd be waves. Like, it's coming in waves. Just when we think it's quiet, something else come out. Grand Rising. So I love you all, and I appreciate every last one of you joining me. Please make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and share this content. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. I want to hear what everybody has to think. All right. It's up to us to use our logical minds. Yeah, I just really I really feel like the buck is up for Diddy. Like, and it's we're all gonna learn a lot more when the trial happens. I feel like, all right. So I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. And to all my haters,
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
I love every last one of you. And make sure you don't get
Been swallowed up, swallowed up.
don't get swallowed up by the evils of this world. There's a whole bunch of love bombing, gaslighting, deflection, distraction. And don't forget, if you're not registered to vote, to please register to vote so that you can vote in this election. The Senate House, there's a ton of seats up for election this year. So I just want to stress the importance of everybody voting. All right. And anybody got beef, y'all can pull up. I'll drop the link. I don't have no problem, but I don't be causing no problems out here in these streets. I just come on, handle my business, support the content creators that deserve my support, that have earned my support. But if you really, really got beef, you can pull up.
You don't want no problems, you just talk like you do. Let me show you that you don't want no problems.
What's up? It's like, nah, we ain't never scared though over here. But I'm always open to have conversations. So if there's any conflict, you can pull up. I'll drop the link. We can talk face to face, and you can let me know what your problem is. And I'm just telling you how much I don't care. Period. I love you all. I hope you all have a beautiful, 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 blessed Tuesday. Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out.